This instructional video will help you learn and master each movement before advancing to the follow-along version. Pause and rewind often, and move on only when you feel confident.
Welcome to Part C of the Foundation series. I'm Dante Hector, Director of Education for Primal 7. This series can be used in two ways, both as a progression toward quality movement ability if you're new to exercise, and as a reminder of the fundamentals of proper movement if you're more experienced. In this video, we will use many of the same exercises from Part B, with minor modifications. Our training format has changed from 5 repetitions per exercise to 30-second work intervals per exercise. We shift our focus to capacity, which is maximizing work performed with controlled balance and perfect alignment, and to coordination, which involves experimenting with new complex movements. As in the first 2 videos, our band will be set at mid-shin, the rings will be locked, and the safety covers for the band release levers will be all the way up. We'll begin with preparation. The purpose of preparation is first to revisit proper alignment learned in parts A and B. Second, to increase range of motion in all the areas that we'll train. And third, to increase circulation so that the body is warm and ready to train with intensity. In this sequence, though we use the same 4 exercises from previous videos, we are now focused on greater ranges of motion and increased movement speeds. We begin with the T-spine twist, for waking up all of the postural muscles between the shoulders and along the spine, then a deep squat for creating space in the hips. We have a moving hamstring stretch for practicing balance on one leg, and then a stretch with the rings for creating space in the shoulders. For your T-spine twist, establish your primal lean, grab green, then twist by sweeping your right hand outward. Remember that your hips and toes should point straight forward throughout. You want to breathe out through your mouth as your arm sweeps out to the side, and in through your nose as you return. We want to see 5 repetitions per side, done in time with your breath. At the end of your last T-spine twist, let your arms hang at your sides, widen your feet to shoulder width, and you'll go on to the deep squat. For your deep squat, while standing, maintain your ears to ankles alignment, and then when it's time to move, you'll inhale through your nose, sit back and down until you're in the bottom position of the squat. Pause there a moment, then press your feet into the ground, exhale through your mouth, and stand up. We want to see 5 repetitions, done smoothly throughout the movement. At the end of your last deep squat, you'll walk your band into the wall, turn around, grab green, and you'll be all ready for the hamstring stretch. When you set up for your hamstring stretch, remember to have the left foot centered under your body and that it helps to turn the toe just a little bit out. Grab green. Then your hips, your toes, your chest will all move forward as you slide the right foot forward to stretch the hamstring. You want to move in time with your breath. Breathing in through your nose when you're in the start position, breathing out through your mouth as you slide your heel forward in order to stretch the hamstring. Still, only go as far as you feel balanced and in control. At the end of the 5th repetition on each side, you'll step out of the band, come around the front of the unit and grab your rings to set up for a shoulder stretch. To set up for your shoulder stretch, You'll walk your hips and feet back behind you until your hands are in line with your hips and your chest points toward the ground. We're focused just on breathing while in this position. While using the rings to stretch the shoulders, you breathe in through the nose as you squeeze the rings together and reach them out in front of you. You exhale through your mouth, and it's okay to let the rings drift just a little bit apart as you lower your chest toward the floor. We're looking for 5 repetitions, done in time with your breath. Small movements at the shoulder, lots of emphasis on breathing. At the end of your shoulder stretch on rings, you either set up for the second round of preparation or turn around, switch your hands on the rings, and prepare for the first exercise in training, the row. In part A of the Foundation series, we held the end positions of our 4 training exercises in order to help connect proper alignment to everyday movements. In part B of the Foundation series, we moved slowly through our 4 training exercises in order to practice maintaining perfect alignment while in motion. In this video, we will move through broader ranges of motion at fairly high speeds. Our goal is to increase capacity and to learn breath control when the body fatigues. In this sequence, we use 4 movements. Rowing builds upper body pulling strength and grip strength, useful for activities like lawn work or climbing. Lunging builds lower body strength and endurance, useful for activities like cycling or hiking. Marching with arm action improves coordination that is essential to all walking and running. And push-ups build both upper body pushing strength, which helps with rising off the floor easily, and torso endurance, which is critical for sports like golfing or tennis. We'll begin with rowing. In part A, we held the in position of the row to learn torso alignment while pulling. We progressed to slow rowing with the elbows stopping at your ribs. In this session, we will increase the speed of the row, adding power while maintaining alignment. We also extend the range of motion through which you row, allowing the elbows to move behind the body. Other than gripping the rings, your start position is in the primal lean with your feet shoulder width apart. Now you're ready to row by pulling the rings to your ribs. Pull explosively, freeze in the top position for a moment, then return to the start position with control. We want to see 30 seconds of evenly paced work. Begin slowly, increasing the speed of your rows and decreasing the pauses between them with each round. You want to breathe out forcefully through your mouth and breathe in through your nose as you return to the start position. At the end of your rowing work interval, you'll release your rings, establish your primal lean with the band around your back, and you'll be ready for the second exercise in training, lunges with a knee lift. In part A, we practiced holding the bottom position of the lunge in order to experience its ear to knee alignment. We progressed to stepping into and out of the lunge, which developed leg strength and balance. In this session, we will stand on one foot in the top position of the lunge, building strength to hold our knee as high as our hip and further developing balance. To begin, from your primal lean with your feet together at the ankle, you'll lift your right leg into the air until your knee is at hip level. With your arms stretched out to your sides, you'll lunge backward with your right foot, stopping just short of your right knee touching the ground. Then, press back up and return your knee to hip level. We want to see 15 seconds of steadily paced work on each leg. Be sure to find balance before stepping back in every repetition. And if you want to make the lunge more challenging, you should float your right foot off the floor in the bottom position. In the beginning, your breathing should be completely independent of your movement. As balance improves in the top position, and as you can increase your working pace, you should inhale as you step back and exhale as you lift your knee. At the end of your lunging work interval, turn around and place the band around your chest. Establish your facing away primal lean with your feet together at the ankles, and you'll be ready for the third exercise in training, marching with arm action. In Part A, we practiced simply standing on one foot. We progressed to alternating the feet in a walking pattern with hands on hips. In this session, we practiced the coordination necessary to synchronize the arms and legs throughout the gait cycle. As in the lunge, you'll begin with your right knee in the air at hip level. You'll also have the left hand forward and the right hand slightly backward. This will be your start position. As you step your right foot down, the left arm will swing back. Then you'll lift the left leg and the right arm will swing forward. With each step, you want to pause briefly in the balanced position before you march again. We want to see alternating steps for 30 seconds, slow enough to remain balanced with every step. If you want to make marching more difficult, lower the band to your waist. As you move, your breathing should be relaxed and independent of your motion, regardless of speed or band position. When you've finished your marching work interval, reset your primal lean, and you'll be ready for the fourth and final exercise of training, push-ups. In parts A and B, the bottom position of your push-up was elbows aligned with ribs. In this session, the push-up will go all the way to the floor, and your elbows will be past your body. To begin, you'll fold forward and walk your feet backward until either your feet are against a wall or your straps hang vertically, depending on how your unit is mounted. You'll want your hands directly beneath your shoulders. Push your hips into the band and bend your elbows until your chest lightly touches the floor. Pause there a moment, then press your body back to the start position. We want to see 30 seconds of evenly paced work. Begin slowly. Increase your speed with each round. You should breathe out through your mouth forcefully as you push, and breathe in through your nose as you lower your body to the floor. It is okay to take extra breaths while resting in this top position. At the end of your push-up working interval, walk your hands and feet forward until you're standing. From this position, either release your band and grab the rings for another round of rows, or reset your facing away primal lean in this position to prepare for restoration. Capacity training is taxing on the body, and coordination training is taxing on the mind. The purpose of restoration is to gradually transition from the focus and intensity needed for training to the relaxation and calm you want for the rest of your day. In this sequence, breathe in deeply through your nose and breathe out slowly through your mouth. It is okay to spend more time than is prescribed in any position which feels great to your body. We will use 3 exercises: a forward fold with a twist, to release tension from your upper back and shoulders, a standing back bend with a slightly sideways reach to stretch the front and side of your torso, and we will finish with the lying knee tuck to completely relax the lower back and your hips. The first exercise in restoration is the same forward fold with a twist from the previous video. To begin, you'll reach your hands forward and drop your head so that you fold at the waist. We'll set one hand on the ground, then initiate the twist. In this position, we'll leave the right hand on the floor, let the right knee bend, and sweep the left hand up toward the ceiling. You want to remain in position for 5 deep breaths before you switch and twist in the other direction. At the end of your forward fold with a twist, slowly return to standing. Then, you'll turn around in your band and position it around your back to prepare for the standing back bend. In parts A and B, our only focus for the standing back bend was to reach the arms overhead. In this session, we'll add a slight side bend to stretch the side of the torso. To begin, you'll extend your arms overhead, but only raise them so far that you can clasp your hands together. Then, reach your palms for the ceiling and let your hands drift to the right as you do. Your eyes should follow your hands. You want 5 deep breaths while stretching in each direction. It doesn't matter how far backward you can bend or how far to the side, as our focus is on relaxation. At the end of your 5th deep breath on the other side, either turn around in the band to set up for a second forward fold with a twist, or exit your unit and lay down on your back on the floor. In the final exercise of restoration, your focus is on relaxing your hips and the postural muscles along your spine. To do this, lay back, tuck your knees in towards your chest, and focus on your breathing, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Because the purpose of this knee tuck is to relax completely, stay here as long as it's comfortable. With the restoration complete, take a moment to celebrate how far you've come since part A of this foundation series. You've practiced great posture, developed reliable balance, and challenged your heart, lungs, and muscles with progressively more difficult training sessions. Our emphasis on breathing is a key to developing mindfulness. So far, you've used your breathing to control fatigue during difficult exercise sequences. Now take this new skill to any difficult part of your day. Breathing can be used to calm your mind and to increase your focus. After this foundation series, you're fully prepared to try any of our Primal 7 training programs. Remember, though, that you can return to any part of this foundation series at any time. The focal points in each video reinforce quality movement habits which apply to any exercise you choose, both in the Primal 7 unit and everywhere else.